Yeah, so we're only a couple of months further into 1942, but you can already see how disastrous this has been for Germany. Germany has lost almost the entirety of the northern reaches of its territory. So France has been putting up a valiant defense against the Italian, the Polish, and the German troops. Although now I think we're going to start to see the Polish wall just advance. And Germany has a lot of troops as well, but I think it's going to be Poland that deals the crushing blow. As you can see, the Italians are doing a darn good job of taking a whole bunch of French territory down here, and it looks like Polish and German troops are just going to mop up the outliers before heading on to mainland France. Yep, already you can start to see that Poland is going to start to take territory. France has done a pretty darn good job of defending, and I think it's primarily due to the fact that they have cut investment everywhere. They're not investing in anything at all, and they aren't able to. If they want to be able to train up troops, then they have to cut investment. Let's take a look at the Middle East, and we can see exactly what is happening. It looks like French territory in what is effectively Syria is actually expanding. The UK is doing a mighty fine job of taking out all of the Italian colonial territory. So much so that they're actually winning. That is remarkable, I would say. They're France and the UK are both taking out Libya. There's quite a lot of French troops that are actually on the ground in Libya, and even more British troops. I mean, British troops are spread out entirely over the globe. Very, very interesting. I didn't think that this would end up working, but it turns out that France is managing barely to hold its own in the continent, and meanwhile, it looks like the UK is just doing the job of going up and mopping up all of the colonies around the world, which is an interesting strategy, and it seems to be working. Yes, it's quite apparent that France's defenses are now being stretched relatively thin. It looks like Germany has started consistently taking territory turn after turn after turn. Italy is much the same, and they're managing to advance at quite a pace. What is interesting, though, is that Spain has declared war against Germany and Italy. So, I don't know what Spain is planning to do. Whether they're planning to send troops to other colonial regions and take over some colonial territory from Italy and Germany. However, if they were to come to France's defense in the European conflict, then that could quite considerably change the tide of battle. But that's not happened quite yet, and we'll have to see how that plays out. So, we have just started 1942, and I think we must take this opportunity to commend France for a truly fantastic defense that we've seen. They have consistently been able to manage to train up a bunch of soldiers, really, just when they are needed to push back against the incredible German numbers, and actually, it looks like France is about to turn the tide of this war right here and maybe make a push into Germany. Certainly, all of the Polish troops are still in Poland. We're still waiting to see Polish troops be reinforced to the German-French border, but also in the south of France as well. There is a large force. There is a large Italian force, but it's not so large that France won't be able to defeat it. So, honestly, quite an impressive performance. Also, in the Middle East, the UK is doing an absolutely stellar job. It also looks like troops from the British Raj have arrived and are busy taking almost all of the Saudi Arabian territory. I imagine that they're going to push up and destroy this Italian territory as well. But wow, this was a real turnaround. Actually, the next couple of turns, I think, the next year, 1942, is going to be really key to determining the outcome of the Second World War. Holy cow. This is what is going on in the Middle East. Would you have a look at the number of troops that the UK has here? This is just incredible. This is actually insane. The UK and the British Raj have thousands and thousands of troops. Even France has got a 5,500 troops in this area. That is just insane. Clearly, there is a lot of stuff to be done. There's still 13,000 troops in the British Raj. Oh my goodness. That is quite bonkers, in fact. Okay, so it doesn't look like look like the UK and France are going to be losing the conflict in the Middle East. It is literally just dependent on if France can defend the borders up here. Also, going to be interesting to see what Spain does. I don't think that they've done anything yet. I don't know where all of the Spanish troops are, but it looks like that the Allies are pretty much done conquering territory in the Middle East. And it's all going to be up to what happens in France. A little bit of a French incursion, by the way, over here into Italy. The Germans have a bunch of troops, but not nearly as many as I would expect them to have at this point in their homeland. And it looks like there is a lot of troops that are coming to attack Italy. About almost 20,000, I think, troops from the British Raj are going to be rampaging through Italy very, very soon indeed. So that's going to be interesting. Also, interestingly enough, Germany Siam, Thailand, has decided to attack Germany. So we're going to see an almost 5,000 stack of troops invading Bremen, which is probably going to divert German forces somewhat. We're also going to see the Spanish army landing at long last a 12,000 stack into Germany. So I think that Germany might have had it. Yeah, so we're only a couple of months further into 1942, but you can already see how disastrous this has been for Germany. Germany has lost almost the entirety of the northern reaches of its territory. They don't even have any chance of putting up a fight against the Spanish invaders. Their forces have been decimated, absolutely decimated. If we have a quick little look at their finances, you can see that they're still investing a little bit more than the required amount of money in goods. However, they are 4,000 in debt, which crucially means that they absolutely cannot build more troops. They can take out a loan and build more troops with that. However, I don't think that's likely to happen, and even if it does happen, they have a much lower pool of manpower to recruit from. They've lost Berlin, which is a pretty big province. They can still recruit a whole bunch of troops from surrounding provinces. However, they've lost their capital, and that is kind of key. And the Allies show no sign of stopping. Really, the war score sits about negative 50%. In favor of France over Germany. So the Allies are winning. And in Italy, the story is even more disastrous for the Italians. Apart from a few pockets of troops, the Allies have just overrun the Italian defenses. And once again, in Italy, they don't show any signs of stopping. And there's going to be a couple of, I don't know, I want to say difficult, but it's not really going to be difficult for the Allies to reach the islands in the Mediterranean. In the Middle East, I think only one province remains that is Italian. There are so many British troops in this area. There's about 35,000, there's probably about 40,000 British troops here. Well, I didn't think that the UK had it in it. In fact, there's probably more than 40,000. Probably about 50,000, really. I didn't think that the UK had it in it, but the UK has managed to pull off a master genius stroke, genius tactics in this conflict, and has managed to completely bypass the German and Italian forces and attack the colonies, and that has certainly worked in their favor. The British Raj is completely fine, just chilling, not doing very much. Yeah, wow, that was a crazy conflict. We haven't checked up on the Asian conflict for a while. China has splintered. Japan has conquered. Japan did eventually finish their conflict with these chaps up here. It also looks like they finished their conflict with China as well. China is a shadow of what it used to be. I would be very interested in seeing what the truce length is. So the 30th of September 1942 is when Japan can declare war on China again. I think it's going to happen, probably. I think Japan probably wants to conquer China. The Philippines have apparently also got in on the whole going to war with China thing. And it looks like everyone is just grabbing a piece of China. Okay. Interesting. Interesting indeed. So we have reached July of 1942, and France and her allies have taken almost the entirety of the German territory that has remained unclaimed by the Spanish. Poland, by the way, is still technically at war with the Allies, so Poland could be in for a nasty surprise. A nasty surprise very, very soon, unless they peace out. But certainly, France has taken almost the entirety of Germany. It looks like there is a little bit of resistance on the Italian peninsula, although I would expect that to be crushed as soon as things are dealt with in Germany. And it looks like we're going to see the winding down of the Second World War a lot quicker than I initially anticipated. It's been going on for quite a wee while. Let me see how long it's technically been going on for. It's been going on for 1 year, 4 months, and 25 days. So not that long, to be honest. But if we have a quick little look at the casualties, we can see the number of casualties that everyone has lost. So 321,000 troops that Germany has lost, and then another 163,000 from Italy. Meanwhile, France has lost 242,000, and the UK has lost 41,000. Which is quite an impressively low number, which sort of sheds a little bit of light why the UK has got so many troops just chilling out in the Middle East. And if we have a little look in the Middle East, you can see that the Middle East has now been entirely conquered by the Allied forces. And I think that we're going to see, the Allied forces are going to be shipped back to mainland France in order to help, presumably, with the conquer and conquest in Italy. Okay, it looks like Germany has received some reinforcements. I don't know if they built these or if they shipped them back in from the colonies, but it certainly looks like Germany's goose has been cooked. But there could still be a way to save Berlin. So there's a German stack of 14,000 troops, which are going to be moving out against the Spanish-controlled territory. Meanwhile, Spain has decided to go to war, or should I say, the Netherlands have decided to go to war against Spain. And I would imagine that the Netherlands are probably going to be able to take over all of this Spanish territory that they've just conquered. Very, very interesting indeed. The Italians are putting up a very decent fight in Italy. Looks to me like some German troops have been assisting in this endeavor. But certainly things are rather chaotic in Europe at the moment. September 1942, Germany is fighting back. They have reconquered Berlin. The Netherlands has rampaged through all of the Spanish territory that was taken against or taken in northern Germany. I don't think this is going to stop. The Netherlands is only at war with Spain at the moment, so no sign of them slowing down. They've got a bunch of troops in the north of Spain. In the north of Germany, should I say. And the Germans look to be conquering back all of the Spanish territory as well. Now, the interesting thing is that since Germany is not at war with the Netherlands, Germany is only going to be able to take this territory that Spain is holding if Spain is currently holding it. So they're not going to be able to take Dutch-occupied provinces. So it really is a race to see who can get to the French border. I say the French border. It's the new French border. But if Germany can get to the new French border, then then that means that they can attack France. If it doesn't, it kind of means that they are protected by a layer of Spain or a layer of the Netherlands. So, an interesting little strategy there. It looks like most of the Allied forces have been deployed to fight Italy. There's a 15,000 stack of French troops, which I believe has arrived back from the Middle East. France is reinforcing this area rather heavily, and it looks like they're going to be making further advances down into Italy. This is probably the third or fourth time that they've tried to do a big push into Italy, and this might just be the time that finishes them off. Italy still has a bunch of money. They're still making a little bit of a little chunk of change each turn, although nothing like they used to be making when they had control of all of Saudi or half of Saudi Arabia and a whole bunch of African territory as well. But yeah, Spain is going to be kicked out of Germany. The Netherlands are going to be taking that territory. The Germans are taking back territory. And Poland is still at war with France for some weird, obscure reason. But it doesn't look like Poland is going to be helping anyone at the moment. Okay, not entirely sure what happened. But one turn on, Germany has lost control over province. Not entirely sure what happened here. Did the Netherlands peace out? Yeah, I don't know. The Netherlands just lost a whole bunch of provinces, and Germany just gained back 3/4 of their provinces. I don't know how it happened. I do not know how it happened at all, but something happened, and Germany has just regained almost all of the territory that they actually lost, which puts France and the Allies not back to square one, but definitely back a few squares. Okay, so very interestingly, it's the 26th of November 1942, and it looks like Germany has taken back almost all of the territory that she lost. There's just Heidelberg, and then the borders between between France and Germany will be exactly the same as they were. Not so the case in Italy. Italy has pretty much been finished off. There is a Spanish invasion that is coming in, and the Allies, mostly the British Raj, has taken the vast majority of Italy. So Italy is not in a very good position right now. But primarily, the interesting aspect is that Germany is doing great. It's doing the best that it's done in a heck of a long time. However, there is presumably going to be some American soldiers that are going to be en route to Germany. I don't know how fast they're going to arrive, but I presume that some American soldiers are going to be dispatched to go and take out Germany. I presume that's the case, but either way, Germany is looking pretty darn good at this moment in time. Certainly a lot better than she's looked for a long time. So another interesting thing to note is that Austria has decided to get in on this whole attacking Germany action, and Austria has now decided to move up into Germany and claim some more territory. I still think that even though I said Germany is looking pretty darn good at the moment, I still think Germany is going to go down, and I think that we're going to see it when the, what is that, like 50,000 troops, 50,000 Allied troops decide to march straight through the center of Germany. It can only be a matter of time before we see Germany fall. Germany is, not Germany, Netherlands. The Netherlands are still technically at war with Spain. Just a sort of side conflict that's just happening. But it is happening. And I don't think anything really interesting in that conflict is happening very fast. But Spain is technically moving some troops up through France to try and attack Germany, presumably. But I think we're just about to see the conclusion of the official Second World War, this time for real. Okay, so Italy has been completely conquered by the British Raj and by Spain, and all of Italy's colonial territory has been taken. The only remaining war score that can be achieved here The only remaining war score that can actually be achieved is through taking the German homeland, and that is actually what we're going to see happen very, very soon. It looks like it's going to be taken jointly, probably by France, Austria, and Spain, in quite a remarkable fashion. Austria has taken some of the southernmost provinces. France has taken the central provinces, and Spain has decided to start taking the northern provinces again, retaking the northern provinces. Spain is still technically at war with the Netherlands, so I'd expect these troops to be destroyed by the Netherlands, and maybe the Netherlands is going to take over Germany instead. So, it's the 30th of June 1943. Things are very chaotic in Europe. Austria has declared war on Poland. Poland has entered the fight again against France, the United Kingdom, and everyone, actually. They've just moved troops into Germany and have started attacking British and French troops. No real idea what they think that they can get out of this, but this has probably been the longest conflict. It's probably the longest conflict really here that's happening at the moment. That's been going on for almost 2.5 years at this point, and the same with the actual Second World War, though. So I suppose that is fair. Italy has been pieced out of the war. It's finished for Italy. This war has ended for Italy, and it looks like Italian territory has been shrunk to, yep, pretty much nothing. I believe this is Italy. This is Italy now. These 3 provinces. Not even that province. 3 provinces. That is all that remains of Italy. Meanwhile, the Allies are fighting on. They're about to finish off Germany. Also, Yugoslavia. That's another conflict that has sort of been rumbling on. I don't really think that was a very smart move of Yugoslavia to attack the Allies, but we'll see what happens. I'm just most interested to see what happens. What happens here? When is Germany going to concede? Because it's certainly not far off. And how long is Germany going to be able to survive, even with Polish help? This is just complete chaos in Europe at the moment. France have taken a bunch of German territory. The British Raj have taken a bunch of German territory. The Austrians have taken a bunch of German territory. And Spain has taken a couple of German provinces. It's all going completely mad. Austria has decided to focus more heartily on Poland. I don't understand entirely why, but Austria has taken a bunch of Polish territory, and it actually looks to be drawing the Polish troops back to Poland to defend the Polish territory. That's not going to be much help to Poland, because Poland is going to get conquered probably by these 20,000, 25,000 French troops that we have just chilling out over here. Certainly, French troops massively outnumber any German troops that remain, and I would imagine that they're going to steamroll over Poland as soon as they're finished taking the German provinces. Coming up to the end now of 1943, Poland is still at war with Austria, although Austria has lost a lot of the territory that they did conquer from Poland. They still hold a couple of provinces, but nothing as drastic as holding all of the Romanian Polish-controlled provinces. And it looks like Germany is down to 2 final provinces. The recruitable population in these 2 provinces, 4,000 over here, 2,000 over here. I very much suspect that this is it for Germany. This is it for Germany. It's been an interesting conflict, that's for sure. Let's see what happens. And with that, it's it actually. I don't believe that Germany has any territory. Yep, it's a minus 100% war score against France and against Spain and against Austria. So I imagine Austria is going to take some territory, France is going to take some territory, and Spain is going to take territory. And probably the British Raj as well. British Raj is almost certainly going to take territory. And the UK might even take some territory. That's wild. Meanwhile, France is presumably going to continue their push into Poland. France is meanwhile going to continue their push into Poland, and Poland presumably is going to lose a lot of territory to France. And there we go. We have seen the new lines being drawn. It looks like Germany has made peace with everyone. Austria did not take anywhere near as much territory as I expected. France took all the territory. The British Raj took all of the territory that they had access to. Oh, no, sorry, the Austrians did take a little bit of territory here, but nowhere near what I was expecting. So Germany does still technically exist on the map, although barely. It's now up to France to see what France do in Poland, and then we'll see what France peace out with. I think it's going to be a fairly bad conflict for Poland. They've not got many troops left. They can train up a bunch of troops, but they don't have a huge reserve of cash, and they're making less than France does each turn. The Yugoslavian conflict has officially ended. The United Kingdom took a bunch of territory. The British Raj took a bunch of territory. No one else got any territory, actually. I don't think France got a single peep here. Nope, Yugoslavia does still technically exist, but they only exist in 3 provinces. So now, the only large European conflict remaining is the France against Poland, and Austria against Poland, actually. So, upon the conclusion of that, I think that's all of the European conflicts finished. We're just about to see French and British troops march into the last Polish provinces. In the meantime, Switzerland has been completely subsumed by France. Yep. Didn't even know that it happened, to be honest. Didn't even know that it happened. But that's the fight over in Poland, and we're about to see exactly what territory everyone decides to take. There we go. Next turn we should see a peace deal. Oh, no. Sorry. Technically, Poland does still technically have 1 province. Also, Germany has declared war on Monaco. Germany and Italy have both declared war on Monaco. That seems like a suitable target for Germany and Italy. They probably won't even be able to kill it. At least, not for a while anyway. No sign that Poland is going to get pieced out. Oh, Poland has a core? They technically have a piece of territory? It's about to get walked on over. There you go. Now it's 100. It's still going. What is going on here? The United Kingdom lost control of a province. Can they just not manage to get in here? Okay, there we go. That's France taking control of the province. So I'm presuming that now we're actually going to see a peace deal. Next turn. Come on. Nope, still nothing. Offer of peace to this civilization. It looks like France is requesting a peace treaty with Poland, but Poland just isn't having any of it. Yep, still absolutely nothing. The United States and the Netherlands peaced out. I didn't even realize they were in a conflict. Has the United States even had any impact on this game? I don't think it has. I don't think they've sent... They've got 85,000 troops just waiting in Washington. Okay. And they've just not done anything with that. I don't think they've even attacked Brazil, really. Argentina and Brazil now, in effect, share South America. Interesting indeed. France still hasn't been able to peace out Poland yet. Still no idea why that's not been done. But hey-ho, you can only do what you can do. So with that brings us to the 7th of September 1945, which is round about the time that the Second World War actually ended. So if we take a little look at exactly what we've seen, France now controls vastly more territory than it originally did. Germany has shrunk to a shadow of its former self. The British Raj played a key role in defending Europe and taking a bunch of territory connected to British colonial lands. British Raj, by the way, still stands fully intact and is actually going to town on Afghanistan over here. Or actually, Afghanistan is kind of going to town on it, but also the British Raj is going to town on Afghanistan. British Raj, by the way, doing an absolutely incredible job. Thousands and thousands of soldiers, fighting to help Britain and France win the war. Austria ended the game with slightly more territory than they started with, just a couple of extra little provinces here and there. Poland has been completely decimated because they decided to attack the Allies. The real message finishing this game is that you cannot attack the Allies and expect the British Raj not to have an absolutely incredible performance. They are, in effect, if you look at the Allies, we can see that France, the UK, and the British Raj, apart from the Soviet Union, they comprise the top four. That is pretty incredible, actually. France ending the game with by far the most provinces, more than 20 ahead, or just about 20 ahead of the UK. But the Allies definitely did a lot of work there. It's still disappointing to see that Poland wasn't able to be pieced out, but whatever the case, it's still an incredible performance by the Allies as they managed to wipe the floor with Germany. Spain did technically do a bunch of things that kind of mattered, I guess. They did help in the war against Germany. They managed to take the Netherlands, which is something, I guess. But they also managed to conquer Portugal from pretty much the beginning of the game, actually. So very interesting conflict, a very interesting game, actually. And yeah, something that I've definitely enjoyed doing. I loved watching the AI just go to town against each other. It was very, very interesting to see all of the decisions that were made. I questioned some of them, attacking the Allies, like Poland and Yugoslavia did. But that's it for now. Ladies and gents, thank you very, very much for watching. My name, of course, has been Orbital Potato. This has been Age of Civilizations 2 AI Battles. I'll see you next time. Bye.